All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Dublin Shamrocks. Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go. First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Ready.
Check 55 to Mike. You're not ready.
Be grip.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 22-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, Patterson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Stevens. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 35.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
I got you, boy.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 3rd down, Patterson. Dancing to his left. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off at the 35. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. Well, CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
What's tight? Tight is right. What's tight? Tight is right.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. McGregor looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. 12 yards there and a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
They'll wind up with 3 yards out of that, and it's 2nd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown number 15 of the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. So much talk this week on the other side about slowing him down coming off that great performance, NFC Offensive Player of the Week last week. But long touchdown run there, nobody was stopping it.
Yeah, good luck for that because that was an explosive run. You know, in the NFL, they describe that as any run over 10 yards. Some teams say 15. He went over 20-plus on that one.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Set 30 base.
To throw on 3rd down, Patterson. And that is incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
It's been a long day for you.
They'll try and throw for it here. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Down. 10 Lobo.
Watch the curl. Watch tight. Watch tight. Tight and right.
Hey, Charlie. Ready?
Off the play fake. McGregor almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. And he comes back with one complete. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Hey, high 7, 5.
Off play action. McGregor. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Let's get it.
Got it.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
3 down, 3 down.
On 4th down, McGregor. And this is going to be incomplete. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
He'll get 4 yards of the carry there, and we will get to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Hey, check. 3 down, 3 down.
Ready, set.
55. Hey, eat. Bound to lose 1.
Get it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Here we go. 15 lining. 15 lining. 80 weapon. Shoot.
To throw on 2nd down. Patterson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Give him 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. Back to throw. Patterson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field.
Let's go. 30 base.
Mike 91. Hey, here I come. Here I come.
Let's go.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. And this is a guy who last week not only helped his real team, but really helped a lot of fantasy teams. 3 trips to pay dirt. They've got to contain him.
And watching him play is like going to lunch with you when you order that combo plate, right? In this case, his combo plate is he can go over the top of you and catch it in front, turn it into a big gain, run past you, and then uses his size and his physical abilities to keep you away from the football. Hard to defend this guy.
Reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Ready to break. Recon, 132 fighter.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to turn you up.
5.
And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Nicole Hardman, the intended target.
Hey, exit.
Throwing on 1st down. McGregor. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3.
You draw Porker. Get it.
Looking to throw. Patterson. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And they're just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
They go for it on 4th and goal, but that winds up incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. Thank goodness, that means this next drive is going to begin 1st and goal already at the 5-yard line.
Go! Shoot!
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
Get him, boys. Yeah, that's how we do, D.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Talk to your boy, have him protect you.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this week. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they'll throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Second and 9 now. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
On the ready.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 50
down.
Operating from the gun, Patterson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
Ready.
55. Check 55, Mike. Let's go, let's go.
5.
On first down, Patterson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Trying to lay one up deep. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
To throw from his end zone, McGregor. He's got Harrison left side complete. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. This quarterback now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. So we've reached halftime here on the Thanksgiving night, as it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
First down and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Ready.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. forced out to his left. Opted to run for it. The decision, a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Barkley. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Let's go. 10-2 saw. Pro team spill.
Focus, defense, focus.
Ready, ready.
Back to throw. McGregor. Completes it to Hardman. 15 yards on the play. 1st down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And finally out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 41 yards. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Looking to throw. McGregor. And this results in 6. Touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And his guys have taken the lead. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And
for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 48. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. But what a quick turnaround there. They get the football. Next play, boom, touchdown.
I've been in a situation before where a turnover occurs, and if you're over on the bench with your defensive mate and you talk about what to do on your next series, and all of a sudden you hear sudden change, you've got to get out on the field and defend right away. Not everyone is mentally prepared to go.
Is that what is yelled on the sidelines a lot of times?
That, among other things.
Maybe some words we can't share here.
Yeah, we'll just keep this one PG.
FCC violation.
No doubt.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. This quarterback now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. From the gun, Patterson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
He's got his man on the crossing route. So they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Back to throw. Patterson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And it's a touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
The Falcons take over first.
That's it, buddy. We're going to work.
They're on 35-yard line.
Ready, set.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
80 weapon. Let go.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Patterson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. We are headed to the 4th here on Thanksgiving night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Falcons on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
And the pressure gets to him again. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
Down. 10-2 stop.
Mike 91. It's our field. It's our field.
On 1st and 10, McGregor to the end zone, but it's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. McGregor. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Throwing on 3rd and long. McGregor. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
On 4th down, McGregor. And it's caught. Touchdown. from 19 yards away. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Throwing on first down. Patterson. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, in the fourth quarter here, you've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
On 3rd down, Patterson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard stripe.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. McGregor, he's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown. A big play there. His 21st touchdown of the season as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by one more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Being chased out left. That's to his running back, complete. No gain at all on the play there, and that brings up 4th. So he rolls out of the pocket left, just ends up finding a safety valve, but no gain there.
No gain, but it looked like they were well coached on the play because he still went through his progressions, and the receivers know that when the quarterback exits the pocket, they have defined routes to run now to get into his sight lines and try and help him out. End up throwing it short to the running back. Give the defense credit for not giving up any yardage.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field.
Get him! Get him! Get him!
Sponge! 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 No, no, no!
They'll start out here with a jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that
Yes, yes.
Give me that ball, defense.
Shoot.
Barkley, and an alley to run. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the home team here, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And now they'll face the prospect of a long, albeit happy flight across the Atlantic. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.